Okay, class, welcome to the next lecture on Compton effect, and we have seen how to find out the relation for increase in the wavelength. And in this expression, you see 1 minus cos phi. This is always a positive quantity. So from here, you can see that for this to be positive, lambda dash minus lambda must be greater than 0. It is a positive, so lambda dash will be greater than lambda. मतलब के जो भी स्कैटर्ड फोटोन है उसकी वेवलेंथ इंसिडेंट फोटोन की वेवलेंथ से ज़्यादा होगी. ठीक है, सो डेल्टा लेमडा दिस इज ग्रेटर देन 0, ऐसे ही बोल सकते हैं. नाउ इफ वी टेक phi equal to 0, phi equal to 0, then you see 1 cos phi cos 0 will be 1, 1 minus 1 0, and this factor will be equal to 0. In that case, lambda dash will be equal to lambda, lambda dash equal to lambda, mean to say the wavelength of incident photon is equal to wavelength of scattered photon. इसका मतलब ये हुआ. अच्छा देखो, ये जो केस है ना, ये सिर्फ एक ही पर्टिकुलर एंगल के लिए होगा, एंड for that phi has to be equal to 0. So only along the direction of incidence scattered photon have same wavelength. Okay, no change, no shift in that case. So another special point is h by m node c. You can see all these are constant quantity, and this constant is equal to Compton wavelength of electron. Okay, and this constant value comes out to be equal to this value when you substitute the value of h, Planck's constant, mass of the electron, and c, speed of the light. From here you can justify one more point, that is the Compton shift is inversely proportional to mass. So if you do the experiment for a mixture where the scatterer are proton and neutron, okay, then you can justify which particle will be having more Compton wavelength. Okay, and the third case is phi equal to pi by 2. So in this case, cos phi will be equal to 0, and from here the shift will be equal to the Compton wavelength of the electron. So class, you see, next we will see the maximum wavelength shift will be corresponding to angle pi angle. Okay, so pi is 180 degree, and cos pi this is equal to -1. So if you substitute -1 in the formula, then you will get minus minus plus 1 2. So here it will be twice of the Compton wavelength, or you can write this is twice of lambda c. And then we will see the variation of delta lambda, or shift in the wavelength by Compton wavelength, which is function of 1 minus cos phi. You can see on the previous page, and this will be how the variation will be. The relation between theta and phi. Theta is the angle of recoil of the electron, and phi is the angle of scattering of the photon, and this is how they are related to each other. You can obtain this formula by solving the equation for conservation of momentum along x direction and y direction. Okay, and if you substitute the value of the frequency there in terms of energy, you will get this relation in terms of energy. As you know, energy is equal to h nu, या आप इसको ओमेगा एंगुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी की टर्म में भी रख सकते हैं. ठीक है, फिर हमें पता है कि मोमेंटम और एनर्जी भी रिलेटेड होती है. ठीक है, so this is the relation which connect momentum and the energy. So you can write this relation in term of momentum also. Momentum and the wave vector, these are related by this formula. इसके टर्म में भी लिख सकते हैं. And from the de Broglie relation, you know P is equal to h by lambda. भाई इससे भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है, और अगर एनर्जी से ऑब्टेन करना चाहो तो एनर्जी इज इक्वल टू एच न्यू बाई सी होता है ना, सॉरी एच न्यू होता है ना, तो इसको एच सी बाई लेमडा ये रिलेशन पुट करके भी आप ये फॉर्मूला बना सकते हो. सो दीज आर some important formulation which are very important with respect to numericals, and these must be stuck in your mind. And one more important formula is this, which connect phi and theta. Okay, and from here you can see the various cases. So here alpha is the ratio of the Compton wavelength and the wavelength of incident photon. So if you substitute these values, then you can get this. And here h nu is the energy of the incident photon, and m node c square, this is the rest mass energy of the electron. So basically alpha is the ratio of the energy of the incident photon and the rest mass energy of the electron. So you can say this is the factor which decide the exchange of energy between the incident particle photon and the scatter electron. Okay, one more thing you can see from here, that tangent theta will be positive in between this limit. Okay, and if theta is equal to 90 degree, then phi will be 0 degree. So phi, what is phi? This is the angle of scattering of the photon, and theta is the angle of recoil. यानी कि जब आपका इलेक्ट्रॉन 90 डिग्री पे मूव करेगा ना, 90 डिग्री पे रिकॉइल होएगा, तो उस टाइम उस केस में आपका फोटोन अनस्कैटर्ड होगा। क्लियर? ठीक है। और in that case we have seen, if we put phi equal to 0, then 1 minus cos phi will be 0, or delta lambda this will be equal to 0, or you can say lambda dash is equal to lambda, यानी कि इंसिडेंट फोटोन की और स्कैटर्ड फोटोन की वेवलेंथ सेम होगी। क्लियर है? देन if you take theta equal to 0 degree, okay, mean to say electron move along the direction of incident of the photon, then phi will be equal to 180। ठीक है, तो ऐसा कब हो सकता है? जब जब जो फोटोन है वो इलेक्ट्रॉन को रिबाउंड करे उसकी डायरेक्शन ऑफ इंसिडेंस में, और खुद उल्टा वापस रिवर्स कर जाए, अपनी डायरेक्शन को 180 डिग्री से चेंज कर ले, यानी कि रिबाउंड करे। ठीक है, सो दीज आर द स्पेशल केसेस एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स वी हैव डिस्कस्ड। और नाउ वी विल सी द काइनेटिक एनर्जी imparted to the electron by the photon. Okay, so I have told you that decrease in the energy of the photon equal to increase in energy of the electron, and this is what kinetic energy. Clear? So this can be found in terms of frequency, okay, theta, phi, जो भी आप लिखना चाहें। ठीक है, so this is how you can get the relation. If you have any doubt, you can contact me, and from here you can justify that increase in the energy of the electron is equal to decrease in the energy of the photon because of conservation of the energy। ठीक है ना? तो अगर एनर्जी कंजर्व्ड है तो उसी की आउटकम है ये। अगर हम एनर्जी कंजर्व्ड नहीं लेते तो फिर ये एस्टेब्लिश नहीं कर सकते थे हम। तो एनर्जी एक्सचेंज or increase in energy of the scattered photon ranges from 0 to this factor। तो ये यहाँ पे देखो, अब मिनिमम एनर्जी किसके कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग होगी? जब साइन फाई की वैल्यू मिनिमम होगी, साइन फाई बाई 2 की वैल्यू मिनिमम होगी, तो ये 0 के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग होगी। तो मिनिमम एक्सचेंज कितना हो सकता है? 0। और मैक्सिमम कितना हो सकता है? जब ये वैल्यू मैक्सिमम होगी, यानी कि फाई की वैल्यू 90 डिग्री हो, फाई की वैल्यू 180 डिग्री होगी। ठीक है, और 180 वाला केस ये था क्लास रिबाउंड ऑफ फोटोन। ठीक है, so when the photon rebounds, then it transfer maximum amount of energy to the electron, you can see। So thanks class, this is the lecture, second lecture on Compton effect, and we have finished this topic. In the next topic I will discuss photoelectric effect. Thanks class.